So we're on episode 3 of Grey Trials. Does it ever get old? No, not at all. It is so much fun. I think 3 is really special because it's at this point that it's really a series. We had a real sense of completion wrapping this one and releasing it to the public because, well, 1 episode, it's a test, and 2 is picking up that momentum. But now that there's 3, there's something about that that says, yeah, this is a series, this is legitimate, and it's gonna keep going until the story is done.
Working with the students was tremendous. My writing team was myself, Ruby Freeman, and Natalie Gettleman. I brought them a first draft, and then I went through 12 drafts before we ended up shooting it. If the script works at all, it's because of Ruby and Natalie.
I've always kind of written my own stuff and enjoyed writing in that whole process. So to be able to do it for film is really, really satisfying.
I definitely felt more confident working with the teacher because when I saw him directing other actors, when I'd like stand back and watch, then like next when I would go talk to them, I'd like do it in the same way, but put my spin on it.
Not a word.
My lightsaber. If I can only... I'm gonna make it wiggle. Go!
Not today,
My saber, it's broken. Ow!
We shoot the entire film before we shot the entire film. So we did so on our iPhones in the studio, pulled it into Premiere, I cut it to about the appropriate length, and then we dubbed it over in a single take.
That was the last mooch of fruit juice.
When we're saying, hey, we're shooting 1.9, someone had an iPad and could just pull it up real quick, and we could reference it. It's a full cut. We considered releasing it on its own, but I don't know how many people would get it.
What are we doing today? I'm just regretting that I didn't shave my mustache before we started filming BTO.
So on our set this time, we had several physical builds that combined with the LED wall to make something that looks really stunning. We bought some panels from Home Depot and we threw them up right here and turned the LED wall white to create a glow, loaded up a minivan with a bunch of roofing panels, which we drilled to some wood, and we just kind of held up to look like a spaceship. Christy and our art team made some other pipes and glowing blue bottles to put in the background. So we have Jaima sitting against a physical, practical wall.
So I absolutely loved the elevator scenes, just because when we initially were thinking about it, we had no clue what we were gonna do, and it sort of was like the perfect storm when it all came together. It was like, first we found the Home Depot tiles that were like straight out of Star Wars, and then we found out that we could bump the intensity of the wall up way higher than we had before, and it could just like completely just light him from the back with no lights needed. So it definitely helped a lot having somebody that was older and more experienced than me with lighting, particularly because this is my first time DPing on any project. Helping me, but not doing everything.
In this part of the story, Jaima is introduced to this Jedi figure in a different way of life. So hopefully you'll notice that there is a lot of more bluish hues that are going on. We started bathing her as she's talking with the Jedi. She slowly there's a contrast between red and blue. There's a contrast of her thoughts and her philosophy of life, and now there's also a contrast of lighting. So that was fun to implement. Towards the end there, as she's kind of dealing with her thoughts, we added a nice purple background for her, which is obviously the combination of red and blue, as she's trying to figure out where she should go in her path.
I think a huge part of our success is the music. Anthony Espina composes the most beautiful soundtracks, and so there's a lot of similarities in the tone and the style, so that when fans enter our series, they really feel like they're being ported away to that galaxy far, far away. Something super special about this episode, I texted Anthony and said, hey, you know, we've got Ruby Freeman here in the studio. She's a super, super talented violinist. How hard would it be to like transcribe the violin part and let me print it out and she can record that live and send it over to you? And he was like, dude, are you kidding?
I'm just excited to help out and kind of offer whatever knowledge I have, having been a violinist for a long time and loving music, to being able to apply it to something that I've newly discovered is really fulfilling.
And so now it's not only synthetic instruments you're hearing in the track, but live ones too, and students at that.
But yeah, I'm excited to kind of explore different modes of something that I knew that I enjoyed beforehand. Film has completely opened up. I also enjoy writing screenplays, and that's a completely different take on a skill and hobby of mine that I've had for a while, that I really never would have been able to like fully explore without this class and without this series.